Hi, y'all. Welcome. I'm just logging on to see who is live with me. Okay. I see 3 people, guys.
Hi, y'all. Welcome.
Okay. I just muted myself. I'm so sorry. It took me a while to come on. Look, we just had the Thanksgiving, so I was, I guess, trying to recover. That's still no excuse. I'm sorry. So if you just joined, say hello. I was on mute all this while. I didn't know I was on mute. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we are going to go ahead to begin. Thank you so much, Olivia, for telling me. I didn't know I was on mute and I was just talking all this while. So we will go ahead and just begin, okay? So you see this Christmas design. I want to go ahead and show you how to create it. Somebody asked me about it and I was like, why not go ahead and show everybody how to do this? So I'm going to, first of all, show you the size that I used. So you go to File, click on New, and we are going to go ahead and choose the dimension that we want to use. We want to go with a 7x10, and we want the resolution to be 300, and then click on Create. It's good. Thank you so much for the heads up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so you can see the size of my screen. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is that we want to go ahead and set our background. Now we are going to use a black background. So you want to go under your adjustment and you want to go and choose a solid color. Now we want to start off with a black background. So this is what we are going to set. I'm going to go ahead to click OK. Now we want to create a gradient. So we are going to click on our adjustments, go to gradient, and we are going to go ahead and click on the gradient color option. I'm going to click on my stop, click on the color, and I'm just going to go ahead and choose a gold color, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead to click OK and OK. Now I want to reverse and change the location of my angle. So I'm going to click and drag it. So you notice that I have it at the corner, I have it at the top right hand corner or top left hand corner. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now, with this set, we want to go ahead and begin to type in some of the info and then overlay it with different backgrounds. So I'm going to pick up my type tool with my foreground as white, we are going to go ahead and change our font to the Master of Brick. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to type in Mary. And we want only the first letter in uppercase, the rest in lowercase. So I'm going to make a selection, highlight, and then I want to go under my property, under the TT, I want to click on it and make it a lowercase. Now click on your move tool, increase your font and set that right in the middle like that. And I'm going to double click to accept. So with this set, we want to go ahead and add in the second part of our theme. So I'm going to click on my layer, hold down Command J to make a copy. So I'm going to pull this down and set that right there. I'm going to double click on it, and then I'm going to type in, it's Mary. So it's Christmas. So I'm just going to select the bottom, and then I'm going to move it and center that as well, like that. Hi guys, if you just joined, you are so welcome. I'm so sorry I couldn't go live an hour ago, but if you just joined, this is the flyer that we are going to create. It's a very nice Christmas card you can either do for a friend or even use it as a church invitation card. So we want to go ahead and continue. And if you just joined, please give this video a thumbs up, share it so that others can also see and also join us. The other thing is that if you have any question, please put it in the description below. Let me know, or stop me at any time and I'll go back to explain things for you. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to click on our font tool, and we want to type in Christmas. We want to type in Christ. So we are going to click on the font Agagi Pro, and I'm going to click somewhere here and type in Christ like that. And I'm going to click on my move tool. I'm going to move that and set that in the middle. And I'm going to make that a little bit bigger like that. I'm going to double click to accept. I'm going to move this up as well, just like that. And I'm going to move the Mary up as well. So once you have all of this set, you want to go ahead and now add a little bit more texture to your font. So the first one that we are going to change up is the Christ. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this. Command J, I've made a duplicate, and I'm going to go ahead and right click, and then I'm going to convert this into a shape. Once I have it into a shape, you want to go up to your tools, pick up your path selection tool. It will activate your fill and stroke color of your shape. Now we want to make sure our fill is empty and our stroke we want white. And then I'm going to go ahead and increase that. Now you really don't see it well, but with this set, you want to go ahead and double click on your layers. You want to double click on the layer. It will open up the layer style. Now we want to go ahead and add an inner shadow. Now, when you add an inner shadow, you see the depth effect it gives. Now I want to click on it so you can see. I'm using the blend mode normal. My opacity is somewhere at a 35, and the color I'm using is black. So with this set, we want to go ahead and click OK. Now, this is what we have for the Christ. I'm not going to do anything more. Control G for Windows. Olivia, are you asking about to make a duplicate? Hello. Mavas, nice to meet you. If you just joined, please like this video, share it, invite your friends to come and watch. So Olivia, can you please ask the question again? Control G. Oh no, Control J. So if you want to make a copy on Windows, it's Control J. Okay, so I hope you got it. All right, so thank you for that question. So we'll go ahead and move on. If you have any other question, please put it in the comments below. If you just joined, this is the flyer that we are trying to create, or this is the design. So we want to go back to this. Now we want to add a textured image to our Mary and Max. So I'm going to go back to my my images, and I'll also make these images available for you to use. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this image in. And then I'm going to go ahead and increase it. Okay, so I'm going to make this very big. I'm going to increase it, make it big, and set that right here. I'm going to rotate it. So to rotate, yes. So to make a duplicate is Control J, or you can also go up to your, you can also click on your image, right click, and click on duplicate. It also gives you the same thing. I'm going to move this up. So with our image set, we want to go ahead and rotate our image. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and set that right there and increase it and double click to accept. Now, if you don't see these activations on your image, all you have to do is click on the image and type in Control T or Command T if you are on the Windows to activate your transform. So with this set, we want to, So with this set, we want to move this image above the Mary, and I'm going to make another duplicate. So Command J, make a duplicate, move that up. So we have one for the Mary, we have one for the Max. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down Shift, hold down my options and clip it. And I'm going to do the same thing for the Mary, clip it, so that you notice that both of them have the image infused to it, okay? If you need me to repeat this, please let me know. Excuse me for my English. No, you don't need to apologize. I'm glad you also, you speak French. It's good to meet somebody who speaks dual language. It's actually nice. All right, so if you just joined us, please know that this is the flyer, or this is the design we are trying to create. So I'm glad you're here. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it. Let's go on. So with this set, we want to brighten up the Mary and Max because it's too dull. So what we are going to do is we want to group these two. So I'm going to select the text and the images as well. We are going to click on the group on the bottom to group it. So once you have it grouped, you want to go ahead and apply either a curves adjustment or a layers adjustment. But I am going to go ahead to use the levels, okay? So with the levels, I need to clip it so that all the changes just applies to the group, which includes the Mary and the Max. So hold down options, clip it. Now we are going to go ahead and then basically use this to straighten up, to brighten it up. So notice that when I tried to do it, I couldn't see all the points. I had to scroll to see it. So always make sure that you do that. Now, look at what is happening. Just with that sliding effect, you can see that this image is now becoming much brighter. So this is the effect we want to create. Now, I want to go back into the group and I want to click on this image. I want to click on this image and I want to move it down so we have a bit of the texture just like we have it in the Mary. So with this set, we want to go on. Hi, Innocent, it's good to see you here. Hello, Sam from India. Hi, y'all. Okay, so if you just joined, please give this video a thumbs up and know that this is the flyer that we are trying to create. This is the design. So please invite your friends, let them come along. It's almost Christmas, so everybody needs a Christmas card to send out. All right, so with this set, we want to go ahead and begin to bring in other elements as well, okay? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and bring in a different element, which is going to be this. Now, once you bring it in, it looks bright because notice that we have it within the group. We don't want it inside the group. So move that in your layer style, move it all the way up in your layers panel. So that basically comes out. Now we want to take off the background. So you want to go up to your property. Now you want to look for, the quick action, which will take off the background. But since we don't see that, you want to click on convert layer because we need to convert the layer into a smart object before we can take off the background. So now you can see a quick action, remove background, click on that. Now Photoshop does its magic and basically takes off the background for you. Now, sometimes you might have to do a few tweaks here and there to fix things up, but this is looking good so far, okay? So we wanna go ahead and just rotate our image a little. So you put your cursor next to the endpoint and it helps you to rotate your image. So with this set, we want to go ahead and move this layer below the text layer. So you want to click on the layer in your layers panel, drag it all the way below till it is beneath all your text. So with this set, we want to go ahead and make a copy. So you want to type in Command J, make a copy, move that to the other side. Now we can go ahead and rotate. So we flip it on the opposite side. We do something like this. Now I'm going to move this and set this right here. And I'm going to double click to accept. Now, if I zoom out, this is what we have so far. It's looking good. Now, if you just joined, can you please guide or make a tutorial on Amazon products, infographic, listing image? Yes, I will look into that and I will do that for you. Hi, everyone. Okay, so now we are going to continue. Thank you for the suggestion. So I will do a little background about that, and then I will try and create a tutorial on it. So with this set, we want to go ahead and add in, where do you get this gold element? Can you please tell us? Okay, so the gold element, you basically go online and you find it, okay? So I'm going to show you what to do in a minute. So once you're on Google, all you have to do is type in gold textured image and hit enter. Now, these options are all made available to you. You can click on any one you want and you can basically save it, okay? And then you can use it. So I hope this was helpful. Now we can go on, right? Okay, so the next thing we want to do is that we want to go ahead and apply, we want to change up the gold color. We want to make it red of the fabric. So I'm going to click on my fabric or the fabric layer, and I'm going to go to my adjustment. I'm going to add a solid color. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose a red, a deeper red like that. I'm going to go ahead to click OK. Now we want to make a copy because we need it for the bottom one as well. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, well, before I do that, I am going to go ahead and clip it. So hold down options, clip it to the bottom. So notice that it just applied to this fabric. Now I want to make sure that it's a see-through. So you want to go ahead and change the blend mode to color dodge. Now you can choose any of the blend mode options that works for you. Please make trendy designs. Okay. If you can suggest any trendy design you want me to do, you can put it, you can send it to me on Instagram and I'll do that. I try my best to keep up with trendy designs, but if you want to see more of things that I am not doing, just send me an image on Instagram and I will go ahead and do that for you. Okay, so with this set, we're going to click on color burn. And I want to go ahead and reduce the opacity a little so that even though the color is infused, it's not too much. So with this set, we want to go ahead and apply the same effect onto the other fabric. So make a copy, Command J, we made a copy. Now we want to move this and set that in between the other image, and I'm going to hold down Option and click that as well so that that is also infused. If you have any question at this point, you're welcome to put it in the comments below and I'll be glad to answer it, okay? So we want to go ahead and bring in our snowflake, okay? So I'm going to drag my snowflake in and I'm going to double click to accept. I'm going to go ahead to lock my gold textured image because it seems to be picking up on the, okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to bring in this snowflake, okay? And this one is a PNG with no background. And I'm going to go ahead to scale it like that. And I'm going to set that right there and increase it a little and set that right there. So we have the snowflake and I'm going to go ahead and decrease it a little like that. So with this set, we want to go ahead and pull this down. So, okay, it's looking amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So if you just joined us, know that we are creating this design. So please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and come along with me as I create this flyer. Okay, so we are going to move this and set that right there. As you can see, it's looking good. Now I want to make a copy of this, Command J, make a copy. We want to go ahead and set that right here. And then we are going to increase it a little like that. And I'm going to reduce the opacity of this. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I reduce the opacity of this so that it's not too much. Sorry for the distraction. One more. Where do you get the red fabric? Can you please tell? It's the same thing. So you go back online and then you type in gold fabric or gold silk. So when you click on this, this is the option that it gives you. So what I did was that I looked for one that was like flowy. So you can type in gold, flowy, and then you click on this one, and then you notice that it gives you different options. And then from there, Google suggests more, and then you sort of pick from the one that you want, okay? These are great questions. Keep them coming. I'm excited, okay? And don't feel it's a border to stop me. That is why I'm here. I'm here to teach you. So if there's anything I can do to help you, I'm glad to do it. So with this set, we want to go ahead and type in the date of the event. So I'm going to pick up my font tool and I'm going to change my font. I want to make sure I have the Century Gothic Pro. So click on that and we are going to go ahead. I'm going to reduce my font a little and I'm going to go ahead and type in 26 December. And then we are going to set it at 8 p.m., 8 a.m. I'm going to highlight and I'm going to change the font style, make it a little bit thicker. And I'm going to move that and set that right here. And I'm going to scale it a little. Now, notice that I'm trying to center everything. So you want to double click on it to center it. And you want to move this out a little. And we are setting this right there. Now, I want to go ahead and make a copy of my icicle, no, my snowflake, Command J, and I'm going to move that. I'm going to move that. I'm going to make this smaller. And I'm going to set that right here. Okay, so that's part of the design. Move it in. Now we want to go ahead and make another copy of our, we want to go ahead and type in the address. So click on your font. Now instead of making this bold, we're going to make this regular and I'm going to go ahead and make up a date, okay? And I'm just going to type in the address. And we are going to have that. Okay, so with this set, you want to go ahead and reduce your font and move it up, reduce it a little and set that right there. Now we need to move our snowflake out a little so it doesn't interfere with our with the information. I'm going to scale it down a little like that, and I'm going to set it right there. Now I have a few elements that I still need to bring in. So I'm going to zoom out a little, and I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, so this time Christmas falls on the 26th here in America. So that's why I'm doing the 26th, and it's going to be for a church. So that's why I have that. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can change up the information, you know, to whatever suits your need. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my fonts, Command J. I'm making a copy. Now I'm moving that to the very top. I'm going to just make up a name, East High Baptist Church. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead to increase it a little. I'm going to go ahead and set that in the middle like that. I know. You make me laugh too. I know, Olivia. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and now, this is really looking good. So if you just joined us, please know that this is the flyer that we are trying to create. I'm loving this, and it looks like everything is coming together very well. Okay, so we want to go ahead. The next thing that we want to do is bring in some ornaments, okay, just to add to the whole Christmassy feel. So I'm going to drag this in, and I'm going to scale it down, and I'm going to set that right there, like that for now. And I'm going to go ahead to bring in one more ornament, and I'm going to set that right there and pull that also down, set that below. And I'm going to take off the background. So to make it very simple, go under your property. You need to first of all convert this into a smart object. Now under your quick action, you can remove the background. We are going to rotate and set that somewhere here. We are going to click on the bottom image. We are going to do the same thing. So convert this into a smart object. Now go back to your quick action, remove background, click OK. Now, when you remove the background, you can go ahead and set that somewhere here and have that as well. So we have these two. Now, if you want to change the angle, you can go ahead and change it. But I think that this is very nice. So with this set, the next thing that we need to do is now bring in the polygon shapes to finish up our background. So as you can see, this is the final piece, and you see all of these different elements. So we are going to go ahead to bring that in. Now, before I do that, I also want to go ahead and pull this image in, which is a light ray source. We are going to double click, and I'm going to make sure that I have that on top. Now I'm going to go ahead to scale it, make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to pick up my polygon. I'm going to pick up my rectangular marquee tool, and I'm just going to make a selection, pick up my eraser, and I'll go ahead. Yes, you need to convert this into a smart object before you can erase. Command D to deselect. Now we want this light ray source, so I'm going to change the blend mode of this. Now we need to change it to screen. Now when you change it to screen, it basically takes off the anything that is black and only leaves the color. Now with your brush, you can go ahead and smoothen this in so that you get this nice ray effect on your final image. Now this is looking really, really good. So at this point, I want to pause. Does anybody have any questions? If you don't, we are going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so now that we have this set, I'm going to go ahead and now show you how to make your own polygon, background effect. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my polygon under my shapes. Now you notice that at the very top menu, I have my my polygon size at 6. You can make it into 5, 6, whatever you want. So with this set, I'm going to go ahead and draw one just like this. I'm going to draw it like that. And then I'm going to go under my property. And then I'm going to make sure my stroke is empty. So make sure your stroke is empty. Now you want to click on your fill. You want to make sure you choose a white. Now pick your move tool and move this in place. You can go ahead and rotate and set it into this angle. So I have the pointed side pointed up. If you want it the other way, you can also do it. Okay. Oh, you're typing in French. I'm so sorry. I can't read the French. Is there any way you can translate, Olivia, into English? And I'll go ahead and answer that. It's hard for me to, copy in the chat and also find the translation in Google. So if you can do that for me, that would be great. So I can answer your question. If not, I will answer your question after the stream, okay? So with this set, we want to go ahead and reduce the opacity of this. So we have something like that. I'm going to go ahead and reduce it a little more. Now we are going to go ahead and basically spread this in the background of our image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my polygon layer and I'm going to drag it all the way to the bottom. And I'm going to set that right here. And I'm going to go ahead and make a copy. But before I do that, I'm going to group this. So I'm going to click on my group and it will just group that layer, okay? So when I close it, and I'm going to drag this layer and I'm going to set that in, okay? So with this set, we wanna go ahead and make a copy of this. Command J, make a copy, and I'm just going to go ahead and make copies of this, and I'm just going to set that, randomly. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So before I do that, you need to lock up any other element you have so that those things don't move. Now I'm going to make another copy, Command J, and I'm just going to reduce that, double click and set that here. And I'm going to make another copy, Command J, Command J. So notice that I'm just making random placement of copies that I have. Okay, so also you need to lock up anything that you think will be moving within your layers so that you are free to be able to set all of these little polygon and move them around. So this will take some time to basically place them all in the right place. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead to go back to this one. I created one already. So I'm going to select this one and then I'm going to bring that in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to go ahead to bring this in so you can see. All right, so it took me some time to create this. So I want to go ahead and drag and drop this in. So you guys already have it. Okay, so that we don't waste a lot of time. I need to turn off all of these layers so we can go to the polygon. Okay, so now that we have the two polygons, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, now I can drag and drop them in here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and set that right there. I'm going to double click and release, okay? So the ones that we had before, I'm going to go ahead and basically turn that off, okay? I'm going to turn that off, and I need to get into this. The ones that I created before are the ones I'm turning off, so that we just have the two that I brought in. Okay, so this will take you some time to basically play with it and then set them in place, and you can move them around, okay? So once you have everything all laid out in the position that you want, I'm going to go back. Okay, so once you have everything the way that you want, I am going to go ahead to move these two so you can see them. I'll see if I can set that at the top and see how that also looks. Okay, so you can either have it on the top or you can have it on the bottom, whichever way you want. It's all up to you, okay? So with this set, I'm going to leave it on the bottom. So with this set, we want to go ahead and make a selection of all of these, and I'm going to scale it down a little, and I'm going to set that right there. Okay, now this is perfect. Okay, so does anybody have, okay, can you please explain again for the Christmas ball? I am going to put myself onto Photoshop because I did not see the correct action. Okay, so the Christmas balls, so if you, first of all, there's two ways. I want to show you how to get it first. So you go on Google and then you can type in Christmas ornaments. So you type in red Christmas ornaments PNG. Now, sometimes you will get all of the right ones without a background. So you can click on this one and you can right click, make a copy, and then just save it, okay? And save it. So if you're able to get the one with the PNG, that doesn't have any background. So if I pull that in, okay, if I go back and I pull the one that I just saved, which I believe, let me go back. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this, right click, make a copy, save as. So I just saved it. Now I'm waiting for it to show up, okay? So once you have your ornaments, you can drag and drop it in, okay? So let's say that I drag and drop this in, double click to accept. Now, if you want to take off the background, you go to your property and then you are looking for the quick action. If you don't see the quick action, you will see convert layer. Click on that, click yes to convert this layer into a smart object. Now click on remove background and Photoshop will take off the background for you, okay? And then you can use it, but I'm going to delete this since I already have a copy of it already, okay? So I hope that this was helpful. So now with this set, we want to go ahead and now add in a bit more of a lens flare effect to finish off our design. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull in some lens flare effects that I already have. I'm going to drag this in and I'm going to go ahead and scale it, make it a little bit bigger. Now we want to take off the black. So you want to apply the screen effect. So once we have the screen effect, we can go ahead and squash this so it's thinner. I'm going to hold down Shift and make this flat. And I'm going to pull that and set that below my December, just like that. Now I have other ones that I want to bring in. So I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop this in, double click. Now it's showing below my group. So I'm going to move that all the way to the top. And let me delete this one. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this one in, double click to accept. So we're going to do the same thing. We are going to click on our adjustments and we are going to choose screen. Now, obviously, we don't want the bottom piece. So we are going to use our eraser and we are going to erase this portion just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my light source and set that right at the top. I can rotate it to make it fit. Now I can go ahead and make a copy, Command J, make a copy, and then I'm going to go ahead and move that. So Command J, make a copy, and I'm going to move that and set that somewhere here, just like that. I'm going to make another copy, Command J, and I'm going to set that right there. So you can make different copies, you know, depending on where you want to have it and place them there. Okay, I'm glad I was able to answer your question, Olivia. Okay, so with all of this set, you can go ahead and either create your own lens flare and use. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So the last thing that I want to do is that I want this December to have the same texture as the Mary. So we are going to click on the texture that we have. First of all, I'm going to select my text, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag it and put that also in the group that I have created. And I think the group is above for the text. Okay, so once we have it in here, now I'm going to make a copy of this texture, Command J, make a copy, and I'm moving that to the top. I'm going to hold down Options and clip it. So now that same texture has been applied to the word December. Okay, amazing. Thank you. All right, so with this set, I want to show you guys how to add a lens flare if this is your first time trying to do a lens flare. So we are going to click to go to the very top of our layers. Now you want to click on your adjustment and you want to go ahead and add a solid color. Now we want to choose a black. Click OK. Now go under your filter and then go under render. Look for your lens flare. Look for lens flare. You need to convert the layer into a smart object. So click on that. Now, once you have it, you have the option of choosing whichever lens type you want. We are going to stick with the movie prime, and I'm going to click OK. Now we want to go ahead and change the adjustments because we want to get rid of the black. We want to change the adjustment to screen. So now that we have this, we can move this and set this wherever we want. I'm going to set one right there, and I'm going to go ahead and make a copy, Command J, and we are going to set the other one right here, like that. Now, I need to, first of all, lock this and lock that. Now, this little one, we want to make it smaller, and we want to set it right there, like that. Make it a lot smaller so it's not so visible. And I'm going to do that. So guys, with this set, if you want to go ahead and erase the line effects that you see, all you need to do is pick up your brush tool with your foreground as black, black height, white reveals. We can go ahead and brush over, and while you brush, you basically get rid of the lines. And you can do the same thing on the other side as well. So guys, I think that this is amazing. Good work so far. How can generate? Okay, so if you want to know how to generate these unique designs, what I actually did. Oh, I'm glad you're able to make birthday flyers because of me, Olivia. Does Clipping Max do the same? Yeah, Clipping Max, it depends on what you want to do. So I know somebody asked the question, how can you create these unique designs. So I'm going to go ahead to show you where I got this idea from. This is not my unique idea. I saw a design online and I wanted to mimic it. Remember, I told you guys that there is nothing new under the sun. Everything that you have seen, somebody has recreated it before, but you can make it your own unique style. So I'm going to show you where I got this concept from. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and double click and bring in the image that I used. So as you can see, this was the image I saw online, which was really nice. And I wanted to mimic it. So notice that my fabrics are a bit different and it's red to give it that punch because it's Christmas. I also added in some ornaments, which they didn't have. I added the icicle, the snowflakes on the bottom, which wasn't in the original one. So these are all ideas that you can get by looking at people online and what they have done so that you can basically create your own unique design. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. It says that clipping marks do the same thing to give text the texture. Yes, I used the clipping mark. So it was an image that I applied on my text. You can also go ahead and use the gold effect, the gradient gold, effect, but that will take a longer time. So to make it easier, if you have an image that is a gold textured image, you can clip it to your text and it gives you the same gold textured text that you could have done from scratch. Okay, thank you so much, sister. I cannot walk from bed. I am learning Photoshop by the grace of God. Oh, that's good. And talking about this, before I finish up, I want to show you one more thing. So I want to show you guys I want to show you guys, if you're new, there are things that you need to know. So I want to go ahead and show you where you can get some tutorials, that can help you to advance, okay? So if you're new on my channel, I am just going to take you to my website, my channel, and show you what you can do, okay? So if you come on my channel, you notice that I have different tutorials. Now, this is a very good tutorial for beginners, okay? Now, if you go under my playlist, you will see that I have different playlists that you can choose from, okay? So I'm going to show you, I have the church flyer tutorials, I have tutorials on birthdays, I have tutorials on animations, I have the beginners tutorial, which I was just showing you a minute ago, all right? So if you are new, there are a lot of things that you can learn from me. And as you can see, I have tons of videos that can help you. Okay, so go out there, check all of these out, and I tell you, by the time you finish these, you will become a pro. Another question, yes, I find when I try to create from scratch, I get frustrated. No, I know that it can be frustrating, but if you keep practicing, you become perfect, okay? When I started, okay, so I'm turning this off. So when I started, I did not know anything, okay? Thank you very, very much for this tutorial. You're welcome. The only way you will get good at this is if you keep practicing. If you don't practice, you will not get good at this, okay? Now, how did I know how to create this? Just by looking at the image that the other person did. Well, it's because I've done this so many times. So I can look at an image, I can look at a design and tell all the different elements that was put together to make the flyer, okay? So you have to keep practicing. We are only seeing the Christmas card. Okay, yes. So this is I was just trying to show people a few things. So I was just talking, but if you just joined, you're welcome. Please share this stream, like it, subscribe. If you're new, join the family of learners, and I bet you will not regret, okay? So with this said, I want to go ahead and show you another thing that you can do, okay, to finish up your design. So I'm going to go ahead, just stick with me. I'm going to go ahead and show you. So we want to go up to the top layer, and you want to go ahead and add, we want to go ahead and add a camera raw effect. So we are going to click on options, shift options, command E, and we'll make one single file. So once you have the single file made, you want to go up to your filter. You want to click on, let me, first of all, so you want to click on filter, and you want to click on camera raw filter. Okay, once you click on camera raw filter, I hope you can all see, okay, you can all see this, that's good. Okay, so once you have your camera raw open, we want to go ahead and decrease our temperature a little. We want to go ahead and increase our contrast like that. And we want to go ahead to our vibrance. You can go ahead and increase your vibrance. Notice how rich the final piece is becoming. You can also increase your saturation if you want more color. I want to keep it a bit minimal. So I'm going to just keep it low, and I'm going to go ahead to click OK. And notice that the difference is not that much. This is the before. Some people will like the before because it looks much richer. Some people will like the after. I actually like the before. Now, another thing you can apply is the camera raw. So you can click on your adjustments, add a camera raw effect, go ahead and choose either the Fuji Fana. You notice that it made it pop a little bit more. Now, if this is a bit too much, you can go ahead and reduce the opacity so you get the richness, but it's not too much, okay? Now, the other thing that you can also do is, if you want, you can reduce a bit of the lens flare that I brought in, and that should do. So guys, this brings us to the end of this flyer. Notice that this is what we created. Now, this is where we started, okay? So this is what I did this morning, and this is what we created together, all right? I hope that this was very, very helpful and that you enjoy creating this flyer with me. Don't forget, we will be creating another flyer next week, okay? This is the Christmas season, so I'm going to do a lot of Christmas tutorials. Now, the next question, please do this tutorial at least 2 days in a week so we can learn much more. Thank you. Yes, so I'm going to do another tutorial on a Christmas one night with the king, and I'm going to create it based on this. So if you really want to see how this was done, please, I'm going to post a tutorial on this on Thursday, so you can see how this tutorial or this flyer was created, okay? So don't miss it, look out for it. And before you go, I have one more thing that I want to show you on my website, okay? So if you are new, I want to take you back to my website so you can see my YouTube channel and show you a few things. And the other thing is that please let me know if there are any other tutorials that you would like me to show you. All you need to do is just let me know, and I will go ahead and, you know, show you how to create whatever request you have, okay? So with that said, I want to go ahead and show you this. So if you are new to my channel, I also have membership, okay? If you want to join me as a member, you are glad to, you know, you will receive perks from me, so that even in the chats, you will see that you will receive unique, you know, things on your comments, as well as every month I give away free flyer templates. So like this template I've created, I'll be giving it away to all my members, and I will also be giving my members all my courses that I have on Skillshare. And I have 4 courses on Skillshare. So please, if you want to join my membership, you're glad to do that. And that is it right here. I'll go ahead and also put a link to that in the description so you can join me if you want to. And even if you don't want to join because of the perks, but you just want to support the channel, you can go ahead and join. The minimal is $1.99. So, I mean, join if you want to support the channel, and thank you in advance, okay? So with that said, this is my channel. If you haven't visited my channel, please join the family, hit the subscribe button. Come on, you know you want to join me, that's why you keep coming. So please join this family of learners. If you have any question, you can send me a chat on Instagram. My information is right there. So when you click on my Instagram, when you click on that, it will take you straight to my Instagram. Okay, so you can join me here as well. So you can follow me. If you have any question, you can leave it in the comments below. And as you can see, anytime I go live, I put, I alert you guys that I'm going live so that you can join me. All right, so this brings us to the end of this lovely tutorial. I'm so excited and I can't wait to do the next tutorial on One Night with the King, and I'll be dropping that this Thursday, so be on the lookout for it. So guys, I'm so thankful and grateful that you were able to join me on this tutorial. Please don't forget, I'll be back next week at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I believe it's 5 GMT. All right, so take care of yourselves, and I will see you back. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video. Bye, y'all.